Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Christine and you're watching Christy's Point of View. Today we are going to discuss how to manifest your desires. So today I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Trinidad, which is a Caribbean island, and I love to travel. I have been traveling since I was about 10 years old, and it just grew on me that traveling was my thing. In traveling, I got to have the liking of hotels, so I went to study hospitality management because I always had it in my head. I want my own hotel chain. They say to think big, so I always wanted my own hotel chain. So, while studying hospitality management, I used to gather a lot of pictures of different hotels all around the world. I used to get up and watch things on BBC News, such as talking hotels, like how to be a hotel blogger and all these different things. I was totally obsessed with hotels. I also used to gather the little trinkets, that you get from the hotel, the amenities like the soap, the conditioner, the creams, and the different things that you get from the hotel. I had a big collection of it, and I got so obsessed with these trinkets. When I didn't have the money to travel, I will tell persons who I know travel for their job to bring back these trinkets and amenities for me. So I have stuff from France, which I've never been, Italy, which I've never been, and different parts of Europe. And they give you different things from Europe that they give in America, that they give in a Caribbean country hotel industry. And just looking at that, it excited me. I used to have a rush. I used to get a rush, and I would never use any of the shampoos or any of the creams. I just had them gathered like a big collection. This big collection, I always looked at it as a point of contact in me doing bigger, better things in my life. And while studying hospitality management, in my last year, I had to do an internship. Everyone in my class had to do an internship, and I made up in my mind that I wanted to do my internship internationally. While others' internship will last 3 months or 6 months, I said I wanted to go away on my own and do international internship further than anybody else in my class has gone. So months before my internship, I started by purchasing clothes that long sleeve, like what I have on now, because I said I'll go in America. I'll go in America where I can experience the full 4 seasons. How cold, because Trinidad is always hot. Or we only have 2 seasons, the rainy season and the dry season, which is really hot all the time or just rain, and sometimes the rainy season it have a lot of sun in between. So I never experienced snow, but I basically put myself in the position that I had already experienced. Then I decided to build an image for myself in my head that I will be able to function in this cold weather. regardless of whatever, and I made up my mind that I was going to get this thing done. While others started their internship, I waited and I was patient. One thing in this manifesting desires, you have to be patient and you have to just keep believing and be consistent with it. So I did a lot. I started behaving like if I was already there. I started visualizing like if I was already there. I said, I will buy this type of boots, this type of clothes, of visualizing that I was living by myself, or I was living by a family member probably in New York. I didn't know the agency that I chose. I didn't know which state I will be in. All I knew, I wanted to experience the 4 seasons of America, of being in the cold. I wanted to experience touching and feeling snow, feeling how cold it is, seeing the frost coming out my mouth, the mist. I wanted to experience all of that because you're watching TV, you're watching things like Home Alone, and you're watching how cold it is, and you're wondering, I wonder if I could experience that. So that is how I was. I did not have any doubt in my mind that it will happen for me. The agency that I dealt with were very professional, but of course I had fees to pay. I couldn't just jump and go to America just like that. I had a special visa I would have to get, which is like a work permit, and I was like, how am I going to get this money? But there's something about having people believing people around you. Not no negativity around you, only positivity. I was like, how am I going to get this money? And God just kept providing. I just kept stepping and God kept providing. I kept going and God kept providing for me. I made that step. I jumping out in faith and just hoping and praying that a net caught me. That was me. That was me in a nutshell. And you can do it too. You can believe and you can visualize what it is you want in this life. Because at the end of the day, you only have one life to live. I think you should try to fulfill everything that you in your dreams. Fulfill your dreams before you leave this earth. Try your best to fulfill your dreams before you leave this earth. With God, nothing is impossible. I hung on to that verse. With God, nothing is impossible. I used to, in Trinidad, we had like a scarcity of US dollars. So every day I will go at the bank and buy US. And I only had a limited amount to get per day. So every morning, the bank tellers will be like, hey, like I made friends with the bank tellers because I was there so often in making preparation to come to the USA. I was in their face every single morning, bright and early. And when I get there, I had to stand up in a long line for at least an hour to get this money to buy US, to get this money exchange. So it wasn't an easy road at all. You have to be able to endure challenges, endure the hardship, and how to get over obstacles. And while wire transferring all this money, in the middle, while I'm doing all of this, after transferring all the money, my agency sends me an email just like that, telling me that I don't qualify. It's like, what do you mean I don't qualify? You couldn't tell me this before I transferred all this money. And then I prayed and I said, Lord, you didn't bring me this far to leave me. And basically all they wanted was a letter from my school stating that I have to do internship and I'll be graduating at the end of the year. That is all they needed, and they got that, and I did qualify. I didn't panic. I prayed. I had faith. I stuck in there. I didn't doubt. Don't matter how it looks grim, don't doubt. Keep the faith. Continue to keep the faith. Keep the faith. Don't matter what obstacles you reach. Keep the faith and hang in there. Keep visualizing. It will happen for you. And that is a lot of what the Overnight Millionaire has taught me and strengthened me in that area, as in visualizing and being consistent and sticking to it, don't matter what, because you have to believe that it will get better for you. You have to be believing constantly and and that is a lot of what the Overnight Millionaire has taught me and strengthened me in that area, as in visualizing and being consistent and sticking. And you have to be repetitive in saying things in the atmosphere so that it will come to pass. Say it, write it down so that it will come to pass. A lot of the visualization techniques that are done in the Overnight Millionaire, I did it years ago when I wanted to visit the States to do my internship. A lot of visualization was done. But this particular Overnight Millionaire program helps you and trains you how to do it better, how to exercise that particular muscle in the brain, how to exercise your mind. I also visualize having a place close to family in the United States, which was in New York. So this particular agency, I requested New York, but it was not available. Apparently, you had to pay extra to get to work in a hotel in New York. So I said, whichever state is closest that is available, I'll take that. And they started searching for a place that is close enough to New York, which was Philadelphia. And I lived in Philadelphia. I got to experience all the snow. I got to experience all the seasons, and it was great. It was such a good experience to me to live on my own. Everything that I visualized came to pass. I was able to take a bus to New York when I needed, a bus to Washington when I needed to explore. A lot of places that I used to watch on TV, I got to explore, and I got to fulfill my. And you know, God has a sense of humor that in Trinidad here, I live in a place called Belmont. And when I was living in Philadelphia, I lived on a place called Belmont Avenue. So, I mean, I felt like if I was still home, I felt at home where I was. It's such a weird coincidence. And being there in Philadelphia, I even met up with an old friend who had migrated years ago. So it was just like a divine connection for me. Me visualizing months ahead and it coming to pass. It was just a treat, just a nice treat. The friend that I've met up in Philadelphia, we are still good friends today. We talk every week. She updates me about the weather. I update her about the weather in Trinidad, well, which is very hot all the time. And we just have a really good relationship. And she and I push each other to develop more towards positivity, to going for your goals. So you need persons around you, and you need positive, believing persons around you that will help you develop. And I think that Wesley Virgin's Overnight Millionaire program can help you and encourage you to develop that vision and help you push towards your goal in getting things done. So, if you are interested in this Overnight Millionaire program, you can have a look at it by clicking the link below. I really hope you do, because it is a very rewarding experience when you see things come to pass and you fulfill your dreams. See you next time on Chrissy's Point of View. Don't forget to subscribe.